Ladies and gentlemen, listen closely. Success doesn't come from chasing results. It comes from falling in love with the grind, the process, the daily effort. If you only work for outcomes, you'll quit too soon. But if you work because you're obsessed with the craft, results will chase you. The richest people in the world didn't start rich. They started with sweat, with focus, with unshakable commitment. They weren't chasing likes, applause, or quick wins. They were obsessed with building something that would outlast them. When you focus only on results, every failure feels like defeat. But when you love the work, failure becomes fuel. You learn, you adjust, you keep moving forward. That's how legends are made, by obsession, not luck. Think about athletes training when no one's watching. Think about entrepreneurs working late while the world sleeps. They're not addicted to trophies, they're addicted to the grind. And that obsession is why they rise above the rest. The problem today is that too many people want shortcuts. They want success without sacrifice, fame without discipline. But shortcuts never build empires. It's obsession, consistency, and hard work that do. Obsess over the early mornings when your alarm rings. Obsess over the hours nobody sees, the practice no one applauds. Because those invisible moments create visible victories. And that's where real wealth and power are built. The world rewards obsession. History remembers the relentless, not the casual. Casual effort creates average results. Obsessive effort creates greatness. Don't just show up when it's easy. Show up when you're tired, when it hurts, when no one believes. That's when obsession separates winners from quitters. That's when your character is forged. Stop checking the scoreboard every 5 minutes. Stop asking, am I there yet? Am I successful yet? Instead, ask yourself, did I give my all today? Because that question builds champions. The results you dream of: money, freedom, respect, they're just shadows of your obsession with the work. Chase the shadows and you'll always be empty. Chase the work and the shadows will chase you. Obsessed people aren't distracted by opinions. They don't need constant validation. They know the process itself is proof of their purpose. That's why their success is unstoppable. Every great leader, every great innovator, every great creator, they had one thing in common: work obsession. They didn't stop because they didn't see instant results. They kept pushing until the world had no choice but to notice. Think about Thomas Edison, thousands of failures. Think about Michael Jordan, cut from his high school team. They didn't let results define them. They let their obsession with the work carry them. So ask yourself today, what are you obsessed with? Are you obsessed with applause or with mastery? Are you chasing quick results or lasting impact? Your answer decides your destiny. The grind is not glamorous, it's lonely, painful, and demanding. But it's the price champions are willing to pay. Obsessed workers don't complain about the cost. They see the grind as the gateway to greatness. Stop waiting for motivation. Stop waiting for the perfect conditions. The obsessed don't wait, they create, they act, they move. And that's why opportunities meet them halfway. If you want the world to take you seriously, first take your work seriously. Show up every single day like it's your last shot. That kind of fire can't be ignored. Results are temporary, but obsession builds legacies. Trophies rust, money spends, fame fades. But your work, your obsession lives forever. That's the kind of wealth no one can steal. So don't obsess over the finish line. Obsess over each step, each rep, each brick you lay. Because step by step, obsession turns into mastery. And mastery always leads to victory. Ladies and gentlemen, let this be your wake-up call. Forget the scoreboard, forget the applause, forget the quick wins. Get obsessed with the work and the results will come begging for you. Stay hungry, stay obsessed, and never settle for average. True obsession doesn't fade when success is delayed. It grows stronger every time you get knocked down. The obsessed don't quit when doors close. They find a window, kick it open, and keep moving. Average people quit when it gets uncomfortable. Obsessed people thrive in discomfort. They see pain as proof that progress is happening. They see sweat as the currency of greatness. You can't fake obsession. It shows in your eyes, in your actions, in your energy. People can feel your fire or they can feel your excuses. Which one do you want to be remembered for? Results come and go like the seasons. But obsession makes you unstoppable in every season. Rain or shine, failure or success, the obsessed keep going. That's why nothing can break them. Stop comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 10. That mindset kills dreams before they even start. Focus on your chapter 1, write it with fire. Because obsession will carry you to chapter 10. When you obsess over the work, you stop needing external motivation. You become self-driven, self-fueled, self-inspired. And that's the ultimate superpower. The world belongs to the relentless. History celebrates those who refuse to stop. Every empire was built brick by brick. And each brick was laid by obsession, not luck. Obsession is not a burden, it's a blessing. It means you care so much, you refuse to settle. It means you believe in your vision when no one else does. And that belief will pay you back for life. Most people dabble, but the obsessed dive deep. Most people quit, but the obsessed outlast. Most people wait, but the obsessed take action. That's why they win in the end. Don't chase applause, chase improvement. Don't crave recognition, crave growth. Obsession is the fuel that keeps you sharp. It makes you dangerous in a world full of average. If you're not obsessed, you'll give up when it's hard. But if you are, no storm can stop you. Obsession turns obstacles into stepping stones. It transforms breakdowns into breakthroughs. Look around you, most people are distracted. Scrolling, waiting, wishing, wasting. But the obsessed, they're building, learning, creating. That's why their future looks brighter than their past. Your results are just milestones, not the destination. The work is the real prize, the daily fight, the relentless push. When you learn to love that fight, you've already won. Because the obsessed always find a way. Be so obsessed they call you crazy. Be so obsessed they laugh at your drive. Because one day, the same people who doubted you will ask how you did it. Obsession is patience mixed with persistence. It's doing it 1,000 times until it clicks. It's showing up when nobody cares, and trusting that one day, everybody will. When you obsess over the work, the results sneak up on you. One day you'll wake up and realize you've become everything you once dreamed of. Remember this, the scoreboard doesn't define you. Your paycheck doesn't define you. Your likes and followers don't define you. Your work ethic, that's who you are. The obsessed don't stop when they're tired. They stop when the mission is complete. And even then, they find a bigger mission. Because obsession never runs out. So tonight, when the world is sleeping, ask yourself, what am I building? Am I obsessed enough to outlast, outwork, outshine? Because that question will decide your future. The results will come, my friends. But only if you forget about them long enough to do the work. Obsession creates the results you dream of. So get obsessed or stay average. Obsession means waking up before the sun rises. It means working when others are sleeping. It means choosing discipline over distraction. That's the price of greatness. The results you want are not hiding from you. They're waiting for your obsession to unlock them. Not in one day, not in 1 week, but over time. Consistency is the code the obsessed understand. Don't let temporary struggles fool you. Your results are simply delayed, not denied. Obsession doesn't ask, how long will it take? It says, I'll do it until it's done. When you focus on results, setbacks break you. When you focus on the work, setbacks build you. Every challenge becomes part of your training. Every loss becomes a lesson in disguise. Obsession doesn't settle for good enough. It pushes for better, for sharper, for stronger. The obsessed never arrive, they evolve. They never finish, they grow. Stop wishing life was easier. Start wishing you were stronger. Obsession doesn't avoid pressure, it thrives on it. Because diamonds are made in pressure, not comfort. Results are seasonal, but obsession is eternal. One success today won't carry you forever. You need fresh fuel, fresh fire, fresh focus. And obsession provides it every single day. When you are obsessed, time disappears. Hours feel like minutes, and work feels like play. That's the magic of loving the grind. It makes the impossible feel possible. The obsessed don't wait for opportunity. They create opportunity through relentless effort. They don't wait for luck, they build it brick by brick. And that's why they seem lucky to others. Don't fear failure, fear half effort. Don't fear rejection, fear not trying. Results are temporary highs. But obsession makes sure you never run out of wins. Every great story has one theme. A human being obsessed with a mission. They kept going when no one else believed. And that's why the world remembers their name. Obsession isn't about perfection. It's about persistence. It's about showing up again and again, even when you don't feel like it. Ask yourself, are you distracted or devoted? Are you dabbling or dedicated? Obsession doesn't allow both. It demands total focus. When the crowd looks for comfort, the obsessed run toward the challenge. When others seek applause, the obsessed seek mastery. The world doesn't reward almost. It rewards those who commit completely. It rewards those who go all in. It rewards those who are obsessed. If you want to rise above average, you must think, act, and live differently. Average works when it's convenient. Obsession works no matter what. Every expert you admire started as a beginner. They stumbled, they failed, they got back up. What separated them from the rest? Their obsession with never quitting. Obsession makes discipline automatic. You don't have to force yourself, you crave it. You crave the reps, the practice, the grind. Because the process is your reward. Results are just echoes of your effort. They reflect the work you put in daily. So, stop obsessing over the echo. Obsess over the sound you create. One day your results will shock the world. But it won't be a surprise to you. Because you'll know exactly why it happened. You were obsessed with the work. Obsession means you don't need to be told twice. You know what needs to be done and you do it. While others make excuses, you make progress. That's the difference between winners and watchers. Results may take years, but obsession doesn't care. It keeps moving forward, brick by brick, day by day. Obsession has no deadline. It only has direction. When you obsess, you stop living for applause. You start living for growth, for mastery, for impact. And soon, the world notices. Because obsession shines brighter than talent alone. The obsessed don't stop when success arrives. They know results are temporary. They know comfort kills ambition. So, they keep raising the bar. Think about the greatest athletes, leaders, and creators. They weren't satisfied with one trophy, one award, one moment. They wanted to master their craft endlessly. That's what obsession does. It keeps you hungry. When you are obsessed, boredom doesn't exist. Every day is an opportunity to sharpen your skills. Every challenge is a chance to test your limits. Every setback is fuel for your fire. The world respects the relentless. Even critics fall silent in front of consistency. Because they realize nothing can break an obsessed heart. And nothing can stop an obsessed mind. Obsession transforms repetition into mastery. It turns practice into progress. Progress into greatness. The obsessed don't just do it once, they do it daily. Until excellence becomes their identity. Stop asking, when will I make it? Start asking, how can I get better today? That question keeps you in the game. And the game rewards the players who stay. Results fade, but skills remain. Trophies gather dust, but mastery lasts forever. The obsessed know this truth deeply. That's why their focus never breaks. Obsession doesn't fear sacrifice. It doesn't fear long nights or early mornings. It doesn't fear being misunderstood. It only fears not giving everything. Your results will never be bigger than your work ethic. And your work ethic will never be stronger than your obsession. If you want more, give more. If you want faster, go deeper. The obsessed are built, not born. They create themselves through action, not intention. Through effort, not wishes. Through discipline, not dreams. You can fool the world with words, but you can't fool yourself with effort. Obsession is brutally honest. It exposes the truth. Are you all in, or are you pretending? When the journey gets harder, the obsessed smile, because they know that's where growth lives. Pain becomes progress, and struggle becomes strength. That's the beauty of the grind. The obsessed never beg for results. They earn them in silence. And when the results finally appear, they speak louder than any words ever could. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your work habits. That's why obsession matters. It makes excellence your default mode. Stop chasing motivation, it comes and goes. Obsession outlives motivation. It fuels you when you're tired, uninspired, and beaten. It whispers, keep going. One day people will call you lucky, but luck had nothing to do with it. It was your obsession with the work that turned impossible into inevitable. So don't aim for recognition. Don't aim for instant wins. Aim for mastery. And let obsession carry you there. Obsession is not glamorous, it's gritty. It's showing up when you're exhausted. It's pushing through when nobody claps. It's loving the work enough to suffer for it. The obsessed don't count hours. They make hours count. They don't chase balance, they chase greatness. And greatness demands sacrifice. Most people dream. But the obsessed wake up and do. They don't just wish for change. They build it brick by brick. Obsession turns ordinary routines into extraordinary results. It makes small steps powerful. It turns daily discipline into unstoppable momentum. And momentum makes success inevitable. Stop chasing the finish line. Start embracing the process. Because obsession knows the process is the prize. And the prize always follows the process. When you obsess, people will misunderstand you. They'll call you crazy, intense, extreme. But remember, average people always mock greatness until greatness proves them wrong. The obsessed don't chase approval. They don't need validation. Their fire comes from within, and that fire never burns out. Obsession isn't about one big leap. It's about thousands of tiny steps. Steps that no one sees, but everyone feels later. That's where true power is built. When you're obsessed, failure becomes irrelevant. You don't ask, what if I lose? You ask, what will I learn? And that shift makes you unbeatable. Obsession doesn't quit when the crowd leaves. It keeps going in silence, because it knows the loudest victories are built in the quietest hours. Results may inspire others, but your obsession inspires you, and that inner drive is stronger than any applause. Every master was once a beginner. Every champion was once a rookie. What separated them was not talent. It was obsession with improvement. Obsession builds resilience. It makes your skin thicker, your will stronger. It teaches you to bend, not break, and to rise every single time you fall. When you obsess over the work, your environment can't stop you. Your past can't stop you. Only your excuses can. The obsessed don't see obstacles as barriers. They see them as tests. Each wall is another chance to prove their hunger. Each setback, another chance to rise. Don't just want it, work for it. Don't just start, stay. Obsession doesn't fade with time. It grows stronger with repetition. If you want the results no one else has, you must be willing to do what no one else is willing to do. That's the path of the obsessed. Every day is a chance to sharpen your blade. Every hour is a chance to fuel your fire. Every choice is a chance to prove your obsession. And each chance matters. One day, you will thank yourself. You will look back at the grind with pride, because the results will finally come, and they will be worth every ounce of obsession. The obsessed don't hope for success. They demand it through action. They earn it through consistency. They achieve it through unshakable focus. Obsession doesn't stop when you're tired. It stops when the work is done. It laughs at excuses, and it thrives where others quit. The world respects results, but results respect obsession. If you love the grind will love you back. The obsessed are misunderstood. They live in a different rhythm. While the world rests, they rise. While the world doubts, they execute. Obsession creates clarity. It clears the fog of distraction. It reminds you of what truly matters. And it sharpens your purpose daily. When you obsess over learning, every book becomes a treasure. Every mentor becomes a guide. Every mistake becomes a classroom. The obsessed embrace discomfort. They run toward the pain, because they know pain is temporary, but the reward is forever. You can't fake obsession. It's in your eyes, your actions, your habits. People can see it, and they can't deny it. The obsessed don't need luck. They create their own. Through sweat, sacrifice, and persistence. They manufacture their miracles. Obsession makes you magnetic. People may resist it at first, but eventually they respect it. Because results are undeniable. Every great invention, every world-changing idea, every fortune ever built, started with someone obsessed. Obsession is contagious. It spreads to those around you. Your fire lights their fire, and together you build momentum. The obsessed don't compare. They compete with themselves. Every day is a battle to outdo yesterday's version. When you're obsessed, your focus becomes unshakable. Noise fades away. Distractions lose their power. Obsession is the bridge between where you are and where you dream to be. Cross it with courage. Most people stop when it gets hard. The obsessed push harder. That's the difference between quitting and conquering. Obsession turns routine into art. It transforms discipline into joy. It turns daily effort into lifelong legacy. If you want to shine tomorrow, you must burn today. That fire must consume you. That's what obsession demands. The obsessed don't wait for perfect timing. They create it, they move despite fear, and they act despite doubt. Obsession is the ultimate advantage. It beats talent. It beats luck. It beats everything every single time. Obsession doesn't bargain with comfort. It doesn't negotiate with laziness. It demands your full attention, and it rewards you with full transformation. When you're obsessed, mornings are opportunities. Nights are investments. Every second has value, and every day becomes sacred. The obsessed are not motivated by applause. They are driven by vision. Even when no one claps, they keep moving forward. Obsession fuels consistency. Consistency fuels progress. Progress fuels confidence, and confidence fuels results. The obsessed don't see limits. They see possibilities. Where others stop, they start. Where others doubt, they believe. Obsession isn't built overnight. It grows through repetition. It deepens through struggle. And it shines through persistence. If you want obsession, stop chasing shortcuts. Fall in love with the grind. That's the only road to mastery. The obsessed welcome pressure. They know diamonds are made under it. They know greatness demands it. And they rise through it. When you obsess over the process, results sneak up on you. One day you look back, and you've built something massive. Obsession is the heartbeat of champions. It's the rhythm of winners. It's the anthem of leaders. It's the story of legends. Most people crave comfort. The obsessed crave growth. And growth never lives in the land of comfort. The obsessed never wait for motivation. They create their own through habits, through structure, through relentless action. Obsession breaks fear. It silences doubt. It kills procrastination. And it builds unstoppable courage. When you're obsessed, failure becomes fuel. Every loss adds to the fire. Every setback sharpens your blade. Every challenge makes you stronger. The obsessed live in discipline. They guard their time. They guard their energy. And they guard their dreams. If you're not obsessed, someone else will be. And they will outwork you. They will outlast you. Obsession turns average into excellence. It turns good into great. It turns impossible into inevitable. That's its power. The obsessed know results don't come fast, but they don't care, because they're not chasing speed. They're chasing mastery. When you're obsessed, you no longer ask, when? You only ask how, and then you make it happen. The obsessed don't fear the grind. They love it, because the grind is their identity, and results are just a byproduct. Obsession is not a hobby. It is not part-time passion. It's a full-time commitment. A lifestyle carved into your soul. The obsessed don't take shortcuts. They take the long road. Because they know shortcuts fade, but mastery lasts forever. When you obsess over growth, you stop fearing failure. You understand every fall is simply a step forward. Obsession turns rejection into redirection. Every no becomes fuel. Every doubt becomes fire. Every wall becomes a doorway. The obsessed don't gossip. They don't waste time. They channel every ounce of energy into becoming who they must be. Obsession is lonely. Not everyone will understand. But greatness was never built in the crowd's comfort. The obsessed live for discipline. They honor their routines because they know small disciplines create massive destinies. Results are slow, but obsession doesn't care. It celebrates every step forward, no matter how small. Obsession is the best teacher. It teaches patience. It teaches resilience. It teaches victory through persistence. The obsessed don't talk about what they'll do. They show it. Their actions scream louder than words ever could. Obsession turns time into an ally. While others waste hours, the obsessed multiply them through focus and action. The obsessed are not distracted. They're locked in, laser focused on the mission, unshaken by noise. When obsession takes root, you stop asking for permission. You stop waiting for approval. You start taking massive action. Obsession doesn't stop at good. It pushes for great, and then it pushes for legendary. It never settles. The obsessed value progress over perfection. They understand flaws are part of the journey. They polish their craft daily, and mastery eventually follows. Obsession separates the dreamers from doers. It draws the line between average and elite. It exposes who's serious and who's just pretending. The obsessed turn setbacks into comebacks. They see failure as feedback. They see obstacles as lessons, and they rise stronger each time. Obsession is not about applause. It's about alignment. Alignment with your purpose, your mission, your destiny. If you want results, get interested. If you want greatness, get obsessed. And when obsession takes over, results become guaranteed, because nothing can stop a soul on fire for the work. Obsession is not about speed. It's about endurance. It's the fire that keeps burning, long after motivation dies. The obsessed know results are delayed, but they also know results are guaranteed, because consistency never fails. It always pays in time. When you're obsessed, you stop counting the hours. You start making the hours count. And that is the real secret. Obsession doesn't ask for balance. It demands sacrifice. Because balance builds average lives. Sacrifice builds legendary ones. The obsessed don't focus on the finish line. They focus on the step in front of them, one step at a time, until the mountain is conquered.